Hi, welcome to our Muscle Car Research brake valve rebuild video. Today we're going to show you how to rebuild the combination valve used on 1987 through 1993 Ford Mustangs. Before you start the process, make sure that you've disassembled the valve completely, cleaned all the parts, and purchased a rebuild kit from Muscle Car Research. Lay the parts out on your workbench. Sometimes it helps to use the old parts as a guide. But you'll see that with this particular valve, we've got a series of O-rings, a piston seal, and a pair of springs. The springs used in these valves are typically of very high quality, and they don't often need to be replaced as part of a rebuild kit, so I don't include them in the kit that I sell. One thing you will notice though, two of these O-rings are very similar in size. The O-ring used in the small plug is a little bit thinner in cross section. And the way to confirm that you've got the right ring in the right place is to simply try to take this larger one, lay it into the plug, and if it fits nicely with no binding, no twisting, you've got the right O-ring in the right place. But let's start with the small piston at this end. Give the O-rings a soak in brake fluid. I like to use .3. It's very common, and I know it eats paint, but if you're careful, that's not really going to be a problem. But soaking the seals in brake fluid helps to lubricate them so that when you install them, they'll go on easily. Start with the smaller of the two rings and slip it over the end of the piston. Just get it onto the ringland, and that seal is in place. Now move to the larger of the two O-rings, slide it over the same end. Sometimes you have to tug a little bit, but be careful, you don't want to tear the O-ring. Done. Okay, now take the piston, insert the small end into the end of the valve, and just push it down enough to get it seated. You'll feel it pop when it's in place. Small spring goes into the valve body next. Now take the O-ring that seals the plug, give it a quick dip in the brake fluid, and pull it over the end of the plug and get it seated in the land just past the threads. Insert it into the valve body and turn. Just get it finger tight for now. That end is finished. Okay. Now turn your attention to the proportioning valve piston and the piston seal. Give the piston seal a soak in brake fluid. Now it's important that you install the seal in the right orientation. The open end of the seal, the end with the lips, goes facing towards the long end of the piston. So get it in place. Yeah, it's a little more difficult by using the dental pick. Alright, should be flat on the bottom. Insert it into the valve and push it down as far as it'll go. Done. Take your large spring, install it into the valve body, and now turn your attention to the plug. Give the large seal a dip in brake fluid and pull it over the threads down onto the ringland. Take the smaller of the two seals, give it a dip in brake fluid, install it into the end of the plug. Right, sometimes it helps to just clean that brake fluid off your fingertips. Right, now here you're going to have to compress the spring with your fingers as you turn the plug to get the threads seated. Not quite. No, not quite. You'll hear it when it finally connects. All right, we're not quite there yet. There we go. And again, just twist it finger tight for now. Now you'll note that this plug has a little rubber plug itself. That rubber plug needs to be intact in order for this assembly to be in good condition. Without that plug, you'll get a fluid leak. Alright, now take a socket. This is a 1/2 inch socket and a 3/4 inch socket, and use those to just tighten up the end of the plugs a little bit. Just a little bit past finger tight is all you want. Okay. Once tight, your brake valve is fully assembled and ready for use. That's all for today. Thank you.